International School, we have Evelyn. You can just wave so everybody else can see you. There is Chioma next to her. We have Kim. Very diversified representation, right? And then we have Nathan on the extreme end. Well, and from Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, we have Yaira to my immediate left. There is Frank. There is Zedak. And then you have Kofi on the extreme end. You're welcome to round one, the right corner. In the right corner round, the team has one attempt to answer questions that are focused on Ghana. The team can confer before producing an answer. A correct answer is worth 10 points. There is no deduction for a wrong answer, and questions will not be passed as bonuses. The instructions are clear. Now, to determine which school goes first, you are going to represent your school, heads or tails. Please, can I have another captain from that school? Yes? Evelyn, you can join us. Heads or tails? Heads. So you go with tails? Beautiful. Heads. So what's your decision? Go first, second? You're not sure? They will eat you alive.
Second.
You go second?
Yes.
Okay, so British International School, there's a maximum of 10 seconds per question. Okay, so let's hear the bell once again for British International School. And that for Presbyterian Boys. They clearly sound like they're on the end of the game, right? These are bets. Okay, so we zoom straight into action for the right corner round. British International School, your very first question. This famous Ghanaian author, poet, playwright, and academic was also the Minister of Education under the Jerry Rawlings administration. She is the author of books, Dilemma of a Ghost and Changes. The correct answer, you missed that one. The correct answer there is Ama Ata Hayes. So you have 0. Question number 2. This diplomat is the only Ghanaian Nobel laureate winning the 2001 Nobel Peace Prize and serves as the chairman of the Elders, an international organization founded by Nelson Mandela. He also serves as the 7th Secretary General of the United Nations from January 1997 to December 2006. Who's this person?
Mr. Kofi Annan.
Mr. Kofi Annan. Third question. Ghana gained its independence on March 6, 1957. In which year did the Queen officially no longer represent as the head of state of the country?
1960.
1960 is correct. This Ghanaian football captain is credited as the all-time highest scoring player of the Black Stars and famous for his missed penalty against Uruguay at the 2010 World Cup held in South Africa. Asamoah Gyan is correct. Question 5. Which arm of government is responsible for implementing government policies and programs? Well, you missed the point there. The answer is the executive. Question 6. Who is Ghana's longest serving first lady? The answer is Nana Akufo-Addo Van Rawlings. You missed that point as well. Question 7. Established in 1997, which private TV station changed the independent television landscape and has the slogan, first in news, best in entertainment?
TV3.
TV3, the answer there is correct. Question 8. Which popular Accra town hosts the internationally acclaimed arts festival known as Chaliwati?
Jamestown.
Jamestown, the answer there is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for British International School as they have completed their questions on the right corner. We go over to Presbyterian Boys. Now, question 1 for you. In December 2015, who stepped down as Minister of Transport after the infamous Smarties bus branded scam?
Honorable Jifativo.
Honorable Jifativo is correct. Question 2. The longest serving president of the Republic. This former head of state oversaw the peaceful transition from a military regime to a democracy.
Former President Jerry John Rawlings.
Former President Jerry John Rawlings is correct. Question 3. Quote, it is possible, unquote, is the biography of which person? A famous media personality who is CEO of the EIB group.
Bolare.
Well, I'll accept Bolare. His name is Nathan Abna Edisi. But we can accept that. Put your hands together for him. Question 4. The arm of government which concerns itself with making laws for the country is
the legislature.
The legislature. Yeah, we can take that. The answer is parliament, but we can take that. That's fine. Question 5. This player captained the Ghana under-21 team, the Black Satellites, to its first World Cup trophy in 2009.
Andre Dede Ayew.
Andre Dede Ayew is correct. Question 6. Which Ghanaian patriot is credited for saying, if you educate a man, you educate an individual?
Dr. Kweji Agri.
Dr. James Eman Kweji Agri is correct. Question 7. This park is located on the coast of southern Ghana and protects an area of rainforest home to endangered mammals such as the forest elephants, bongo antelopes, enriched with butterflies and birds.
Kakum National Park.
The Kakum National Park is correct. Question 8, and your final question for this round. What is the minimum age, according to Chapter 8 of the Article 62 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, that one can aspire to be president?
40.
40 years is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for them. Now, that brings us to the end of the right corner round. So we zoom straight into the second round of the competition, which is the category round. Chioma is coming and is being substituted. Presby boys also want to swap. Who is coming off? You are, okay. Now, in the category round, please pay attention to the instructions and the preamble to the round. In this round, a starter question is posed to both teams for 10 points. The first team to get the answer correctly gets a maximum point of 10 and a bonus question which is worth 5 points. An incorrect interruption at the question attracts a penalty of 5 points. Questions are on literacy, numeracy, and general knowledge. The instruction is clear. So 10 points for scoring the answer right, 5 points as an additional bonus. If you give me a wrong answer, we deduct 5 points. And so if the instructions are right, we go off to both schools. First question in this round. Name some terms from probability for 10 points each. Now, for an event A, this is the set of all outcomes in the sample space not in A. Presbyterian boys?
Complement of A.
Complement of A is correct. And so you get the bonus question, which reads, if event A and event B have no outcomes in common, then they are said to be this. And the probability of A or B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B.
If they have nothing in common, they are said to be independent events, and the probability, the intersection of the two is disjoint.
Well, I'm not going to accept that. The answer is mutually exclusive. But that doesn't subtract any points from you, so you have your maximum 10 points for scoring the right answer. Question 2. The Quran is said to have been passed on to Muhammad on the night of Par during this month. For 10 points. Okay?
Ramadan.
Ramadan is correct, ladies and gentlemen, and so you get the bonus question. The bonus question reads: Ramadan ends with this 3-day festival, which begins when a new moon is sighted. Yes,
Eid al-Fitr.
Presbyterian boys, Eid al-Fitr is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Question 3. The inverse of this function is called the cosecant.
Please sign.
Presbyterian boys gets the point, but I was just being notified that the questions are to both teams. It's not just to Presbyterian boys, neither is it to OP, British International School. For having given me the correct answer on the first clue to the question, I'm going to have to give the 10 points to Presbyterian boys on question 3. Now, this means you have a bonus question for 5 points. Adding the square of the sine function plus the square of the cosine function for a given angle equals this value. Yes?
1.
Presbyterian boys, 1. The answer is correct. Question 4, to both schools. What type of rock is formed through the cooling of lava or magma? Presbyterian boys?
Igneous rock.
Igneous rock is correct, and so you have the bonus point. Sand, silt, and this type of soil are 3 basic soil types. Name the finest grained soil composed of aluminium silicate. Presbyterian boys?
Clay.
Clay is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Question 5 to both schools. For 10 points, name this largest country in the world by area.
Russia.
Presbyterian boys?
Russia.
Russia is correct, ladies and gentlemen. And so, Presbyterian boys, you get the bonus question. Which continent has the youngest population?
Australia.
Australia is wrong, and so you have a deduction of 5. No, you don't have a deduction for that. That's a bonus question. And so that is fine. The answer is Africa. Question 6 to both schools. Which 7-letter word, starting with the letter D, means to bend or damage, and also to misrepresent or misconstrue? Presbyterian boys?
Destroy.
That's wrong. And so we have a deduction from Presbyterian boys for 5 points. British International wouldn't attempt it for a bonus point. Well, the answer is distort. Question 7. To both schools. Complete the sentence using the right idiomatic expression. Kofi should not complain that his wallet was stolen. Kofi should not cry over.
Spilt milk.
Yeah,
You have to press the bell before you give me the answer.
spilled milk. Oh. No, we pressed it.
I had the bell from British International School first, before I heard that of Presbyterian boys. But the instructions from the beginning of the competition is you ring the bell, you notify the quiz master before you answer the question. And so I'm tempted to give the point to British International School. Which means that British International School gets the bonus question for 5 points. Be careful not to do anything wrong. When the chief visits the school, the principal told the students. In other words, mind your...
Manners.
No, that's not correct. In other words, mind your P's and Q's. Question 8 to both schools. Which of the following words best describe the opposite of extort? A, opposite. B, restrain. C, enter. D, denigrate. Presbyterian boys?
Denigrate.
Denigrate is correct, and so you have your bonus question. Which word is opposite in meaning to allay? Incense is answer A. B, drive. C, berate. And D, signify. Vegetarian boys?
A.
A, incense, and the answer is correct. This brings us to the end of round. In this round, the questions are on STEAM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The questions will be posed to both teams for 10 points, each under 3 minutes. An incorrect attempt at a question attracts a deduction of 5 points. There are no bonuses for you to recover from. 10 points for answering the question correctly. Minus 5 points if the answer is wrong. Question 1. Name this law which sets the voltage drop across a resistor as equal to the current flowing through the resistor. British International School.
Ohm's law.
Ohm's law is correct. Question 2. Name this state function which is equal to pressure times molar volume over the gas constant for ideal gas.
Temperature.
International.
Temperature.
Temperature is correct. Question 3.
You guys, make
This kingdom is divided into phyla such as Ascomycetes.
Kingdom fungi.
Kingdom fungi is correct. Question 4. These are tubular filamentous structures. Presbyterian boys?
Cilia.
Celia is wrong. You have a minus 5 deduction. So I continue with the rest of the clues. These are tubular filamentous structures which are collectively called mycelium. Individual cells in them are divided by septum. Well, time is up. For that, the answer is the hyphae. Question 5. When reasonable amounts of acid or base are added to these solutions, they resist any changes in the flow of hydrogen.
Buffer solution.
Buffer solutions is correct. Question 6. With regard to television display, what is the meaning of the acronym HD?
High
British
definition.
International School.
High
definition is
yeah.
correct. Question 7. What is 20% of 125? Presbyterian boys?
25.
25 is correct. Question 8. This is a 10-second calculation question. What is the 5th term in the arithmetic sequence with the first term -1 and the difference of 8? Presbyterian boys?
31.
The answer is 31, ladies and gentlemen, and that is correct. Question 9. It is also a 10-second calculation question. If the scores on Maggie's first 5 tests are 78, 82, 90, 93, and 84, what score must she receive on her 6th test to have a median test score of 85? Time is up. Both schools couldn't give me the answer to the question. The correct answer is 86. Question 10. This is also a 10-second calculation question. What is the determinant of a 2x2 matrix whose first row is 1, 2, and second row is 2, 3? Presbyterian boys?
-1.
The answer is -1, and that is correct. Question 11. It is impossible to sneeze with your eyes open. True or false?
True.
True. The answer is correct for 10 points. Question 12. Oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen make up 70% of the human body. Presbyterian boys?
True.
The answer is false. We have a reduction of 5 points. And this brings us to the end of round 3.
Naturally, there is a meek to everyone. Everyone has a unique strength. Everyone comes with a unique spice. That unique spice that urges you to slice more out of life. Your ingredients are unlike any other. And when they come together, they create a whole new wonderful you.
Indomie 70-gram pack is only 1 Ghana cedi.
Now round 4 is the one-on-one round. The questions are in English, math, science, and general knowledge. Who's representing British International? Rina, you're going to do that for Presby boys?
Fine.
Now, in this round, students will be paired against each other on questions that involve clues and calculations. An incorrect interruption attracts a penalty of 5 points. Frank and Rina. Question 1. This element forms a compound with rhenium that can surpass the hardness of diamond, and its oxide is added to silica to produce a durable form of glass used in lab work. It is the lightest element used in P-type doping, and its hydride is a Lewis acid. For 10 points, identify this element. Presbyterian boys? Lithium is wrong. Minus 5 points, and Rina has no idea. The answer is boron. Question 2. This man introduced the idea of stimulated emission while proving Planck's radiation equation. He's also developed the equivalence principle and postulated that the speed of light is the same in all reference frames, and his paper on, quote, on the electrodynamics of moving bodies, unquote, introduced special relativity. For 10 points, name this man who won the 1921. Albert Einstein is correct. The 2 questions are exhausted. So can we have the next set of students? This time we're looking at general knowledge. First question for 10 points. This is a 20-second calculation question. Suppose that Kweku beats his little brother Kojo in a race 4 out of every 5 times. Timmy insists on continuing to race until he wins. What is the expected number of races that will occur? Time is up. The correct answer to that question is 5 races. Second question for both David and Kim. How many integers are there between 49 and 101 inclusive? David?
53.
53 integers. And that brings us to the end of the math questions. We move on to the general knowledge questions. For 10 points, name this market condition in which a firm tends to produce at the minimum of the long-run average total cost curve, and there is effectively only one seller. British International?
Monopoly.
Monopoly is right. Second question between Yaira and Nathan. The capital of this country's rivers state is Port Harcourt.
Nigeria.
Nigeria is correct. And that ends your round. Can we have the last candidates, contestants for English for 10 points? Identify the rhetorical device in which a statement is exaggerated beyond the literal sense, such as in the statement, quote, I could eat.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole is correct for 10 points. Question 8 in this round, and the second question between the two contestants. What term describes words like boom and meow? I had British International first.
Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia. Correct. For 10 points. The other teams can join, the other members, you can join your team now. And this brings us to the end of the fourth and final round. Presbyterian boys have a total of 220 points. And British International has 135 points. Congratulations, Presbyterian boys.